Hello!
Oh, I had a bit of echo there in my ear. Did you have an echo, Paul?
Echo.
Just me.
Yes, you did. We did have an echo.
An echo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Sofa. It's been 2 whole weeks, isn't it? It feels like yesterday, actually, Paul, doesn't it?
It does. It feels like it's come around really quick.
So fast. I hope you're all very, very well. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for liking the programme. We are on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Thank you, whichever way you're joining us. I am Sarah, aka Six, and my lovely co-host is the gorgeous Polly. Polly with Spirit. Polly, do you want to introduce yourself, my darling?
Yes, I think we might have a sound issue, or I definitely have, because all I can hear is a very weird noise at the moment. Can't exactly hear what you're saying. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Polly Harnett. If you don't know me, I am a spiritual medium, tarot card reader, trance medium, animal healer communicator, and I'm really, really pleased to be here today with the lovely Sarah Andrews.
Thanks.
So, are we going to say some hellos?
I hope so.
Hello.
Oh, by the way, I work with angels, everyone. I work with angels. I don't think I introduced myself, did I?
Oh.
Yeah, don't think I did. And I saw, who've got Tonya Likens Gross. Oh, good afternoon from Pennsylvania, USA. Welcome.
Hi, Mark Davenport. Watching on YouTube.
Lovely Jane can't be with us today. So Jane, we're thinking of you, sweetie. And yeah, so just Polly and myself today, guys. But thank you. Hello.
Hi, Terry Louise.
Lucy Chapman. Hello. Thank you. We're pretty tired, but other than that, we're fine. Thank you very much.
Hi, Tina Davis Elsthorpe. Sorry, I thought there was an S there that I just made up. Hi, everyone from Lincolnshire. Hi.
Mary Butcher, Pompey girl. Yay, we love it when we have some Pompey people.
Play up Pompey. Hi, Shelley Stewart. We're all well-ish. We're all alive.
Yeah.
That's good.
Always a bonus. Natalie, has it started? I can't see anything. Oh, no. Hopefully you can see us now.
Refresh.
Yeah. Press that refresh.
Hi, Paul Smith.
Love and
light to you.
Love and light back to you as well, Paul. Thanks. B. Gorgeous candle. I love that. Beautiful.
Hi, Linda Watson.
Mand Bennett. Hello. From Cornwall. We love hearing where you're all from, by the way. If you do manage to
love it.
Love to know.
Hi, Mary Butcher with your emojis. Right, so guys at home, if you could like and share, please share us around. Sharing is caring, and we want to spread our love. So what are we talking about today after you've introduced yourself, Sarah Andrews?
Oh, little me. Okay, yeah, Angelic Whispers 26 is who I am, and so I connect with the angels, guys, predominantly. I'm a fledgling medium as well, but I am in awe of the wonderful Polly. She's just awesome. So I will be connecting with angels for you today and seeing what messages that they want to bring forward. I'm a psychic. I do crystal healing as well. I do the Lotus Chakra course. I connect with angels for Angelic Reiki. So yeah, that's kind of what everything in a nutshell. I think I've said everything. Radiance regression, that's the other thing I do. Yeah, love it.
And hi to all the people that have just popped on. Please do share us around, like I said. Now, one thing before Sarah introduces our topic for today, one thing that I will have to just add and remind you all of is the fact that we are a chat show. This is a Sunday Sofa, which is a chat show. So we are going to have a topic and we want you to interact with us, please, and comment and give us your thoughts. All right. The more that you interact with us, the more likely you are to get some sort of reading today. So please do, and just like I said, share us around. We just want to see where everyone's coming from, everybody from all over the world. We'd like on our sofas with us, wouldn't we?
we need a good old chat. We like to know what you think. So our theme, how to get my teeth in there.
Hi, Jackie.
Oh, yeah, our theme today. So our gorgeous Pole here is feeling really productive lately, because the energies just feel like they've really shifted since the start of the new year in January. Loads and loads of people have mentioned to myself, have mentioned to Polly, about how much the energy seemed to be really, really different to the end, certainly, of last year and also last year. So we were wondering, how do you feel these energies have affected you? These lovely, gorgeous energies that seem to be coming through. Have you noticed a change? Have you noticed a difference in the energies? And how have you noticed them? What's happening for you? Just let us know anything connected with these energies that seem to be, these good vibe energies that seem to be coming. So Polly, do you want to explain a little bit about how you've been feeling?
Well, everyone knows that I'm a little bit ADHD, without a doubt. Right? Anyone see me work, like, you know, on a demo or anything like that, I literally sometimes, when my energy gets high, I'll be bouncing off the walls. When I've finished bouncing off the walls, and I'm like, ugh. But we were talking, weren't we, beforehand, that, you know, the last few years have obviously been hard for everybody. The lockdowns, the COVID, the everything about it. Everyone's been affected in some way. And I really feel like I was really affected by that, really affected. Now, there's a lot of people that had things like furloughs. I couldn't, because I'm self-employed. Didn't get hardly any help. So I had to get another job at the time and work 2 jobs. And so I think I actually burnt myself out over the first lockdown. Yeah. By the time the second one came along, I was bored of all that. But last year I felt really almost like I was having a recovery year. And I don't know if anybody else gets what I mean. It was almost like, even though we weren't in like lockdowns last year, I felt so exhausted from
she's
cruising. Oh, am I frozen?
You were. You're in the room now.
Oh, am I back in the room?
It's the energy.
Yeah. So I basically felt like really lethargic about everything. It's almost like a coping last year. I was not frozen. I'm not frozen now, am I? Did you hear? Yeah. So anyway, by the end of sort of last year, I know a lot of people give me, I'd did swaps and things, or had a card pulled on sptv and other things, people doing it for me. And everyone kept saying my life was going to start really changing in February. It was going to start changing in January, but February was going to be the starting point. And at the time, I just couldn't get what it was. Didn't know what it was. Anyway, I've got a little bit of a new project going on, which is very jolly, which is more of a shamanic and trance type event, which I'm now going to look into running every 4 weeks. Suddenly I felt really inspired to get the animal and healing communication courses back on the road. And so I've started booking them. But yeah, my new thing starts in February, which is a bit ironic, really. It was on a day that a reader had actually said I would do it on. At the time, I wasn't thinking I was going to do anything on a Wednesday, because I do too much in the evenings anyway. And the only time I could have the hall was a Wednesday. And she said, you can start on this date, which was the date that this person told me. See, I don't believe in coincidences. But generally, yeah. Really, everything. Have I gone again?
You're back.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. My Ethernet's making the right sort of noise. So this year has been different already. I feel much more less anxious, because I had a really anxious year last year with one thing and another. Feel much more productive. Like there's a shift in the air. Like it's not so much about people battling about who's right and who's wrong and things like that around me. It's more the fact I've just got my journey and I'm going to go on it. Yeah. And you know, and nothing's going to stop me doing it either. So yeah, it's a bit of a change for me.
That's really good.
Oh, I will give me again.
I love that energy. Sorry.
I thought I keep losing a bit of connection there.
Yeah,
but I don't know why.
Like a little bit. But we'll keep going. Let's hope we're gonna keep going. I saw a message from Mitch S, Mr. Producer. Can we get that one back? Yeah, lovely, thank you. Polly, Sarah, the energies felt chaotic. Folks are acting up and I'm retaliating. It's a real boundary setting time. I feel 100% that's exactly what, I don't know if you managed to catch us 2 weeks ago, Mitch, but that's what I was saying about what I'm taking forward with this year as well, about boundaries. And it does feel like, I just feel like people are starting to stand up a little bit more for themselves after, like Polly was saying, that we've been dictated to, really, haven't we, for quite a few years now, a couple of years. So I just feel like people are just starting to feel that little bit more confident again. So I'm really pleased to see that you've got boundary, those settings are back for you. Really good. Mitch, when I was reading your message, I had September told to me, and I don't know why. I was trying to ask them for a bit more information, but I don't know if you can let me know, Mitch, if September is of any relevance to you, because if it isn't, then September this year will be. I'm sure we are experiencing solar flares. Ooh, solar flares, love that. Do you mean the energy from the sun? Is that what you mean? Is that what you, am I gonna thank you, Mitch. Okay, just let me know about September, Mitch, if there's anything there for you, because they told me straight away when I was reading your message, September, and Archangel Michael was also around you, and I don't know if that's because of your name. Is Mitch, is it Mitchell or is it Michael?
It might be Michelle. I don't know if it was Mish, like Michelle.
Okay, yeah, it could be. Oh, I'm feeling, yeah, okay. But Archangel Michael is definitely around you at the moment, and I feel it's more not, although interesting enough you said about boundaries, which is connected with strength, which is what it's also, it's the protection. Okay, thank you. He's really showing me kind of like wrapping around you quite tightly to give you that protection. Thank you. So they just said as well, don't take things, try to be careful with your sensitivity, Mitch. Don't allow things to go to your heart quite so much. So having those boundaries in place is perfect for you, because I really feel that's important. But Archangel Michael is there if you call him in to help you, because you have to do that with angels. So please do that.
Ooh, sounds positive though.
Then there's something September. If I get anything more free for you, I will. It's Michelle.
Yeah, I thought it was Mish, because I've got a friend who calls herself Mish.
Is it me? Is it how you say Mish, as in
like Mish, like Michelle?
Yeah. Yeah. Your guardian angel. Yeah. He's felt by so many people, especially if you work in the spiritual realms, Michelle. So yeah, he will be there in abundance for you at the moment. You're very, very welcome. My pleasure.
So Regan's King. I feel as though I experienced my awakening during the lockdown period, and it's been incredibly hard. Went through some incredibly horrific things, but came out. My life has changed so much so. I would love a reading to see what's ahead if drawn. Yeah, we'll just maybe sort of work through a little bit, and we'll see if we can come back to you, Regan. Okay. At the moment, I'm feeling that you are totally right in your awakening. That the thing is with awakenings, they're not always an easy thing. All right. Sometimes you have to always have an experience, or almost karmic experiences, so that you can sort of, let's say, jump off that karmic train. I hope that makes sense, Sarah. Yeah, it's like jumping off that karmic train, because we tend to do things and keep repeating them and repeating them and repeating them. Or we have people in our lives that keep maybe trashing us or sucking our energy, for example. And we have to remember that we let them, okay? That we as people let them, because we could be very kind-hearted, we could be very giving, we could give, and sometimes then suddenly we realise that we're not receiving anything back, for example. But these awakenings, a lot happens in these awakenings. I can remember once in trance, we recorded it, they were talking, it was almost like an Armageddon. if that makes sense. Because everything sometimes has to be really crappy before, I was going to say something worse then, something crappy before we actually wake up to the reality. And then we have to make sure that we act on these things to stop these things, like say, reoccurring, or learn the lessons.
It's time again, isn't it? The dark and the shadow, and we have to kind of almost get put in a place like that to come back into the light. It's so many people, you know, talk about it, that quite often is how it happens. So yeah, definitely 100%. Sorry, I know I interrupted you a little bit then, Polly. Had you finished?
No, I was just pulling a card. You didn't interrupt me, it's fine. Movement, choices and decisions there. All right, which sort of replicates what you've said, really. Okay, which door are you going to go through? Literally. Now, at the moment, I do feel like you're standing in a little bit of limbo. All right, you've gone through this sort of experience, you've learned a lot by it, but there's still this little bit of a limbo with you at the moment, Regan, about what direction you're going to go in. Okay, and obviously with the, I'll explain in a second. One's got sort of money in it. One's got sort of, it looks like a plant in it, or like a seedling or a bud, and the other's got rings in it. There, okay. I don't know if you can see that. And this is like times here of, I want to say there could have been some really hard things around a relationship with you. Now, a relationship could be a partner, or it could be like another loved one, okay, or friend. I want to say that there's sort of this taken for granted feeling that has happened in the past. You're a very, very giving person, but now I want to say, look at the green door there. There's an old piano and it's playing hot.
It was my phone.
So this is a real time here for like new things, new beginnings, giving birth to new ideas and letting them grow. All right. I want to say there's a definite, let's say, interest that's going to be turning into something much, much more. So if it's, for example, on a spiritual level, then this is where you start to do the courses. This is where you start to do the development. This is where you start to push yourself forward. 100% I agree. I've learned so many things and it has left me in a real dilemma. Do you know what? I want to say trust your gut, but this is a time for learning with you, Regan. This year is for learning with you. And when I say learning, I'm talking about constructive learning, not just life lessons. This is more constructive learning about where you want to go, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. All right. I feel good about it. I love that card. Okay, so do take decide which door you're going to go through. Sometimes you have to go through more than one door, and then get the experience to find out where it is you want to go. Me and Sarah, for example, I mean, the amount of certificates we've got on our walls, you know, but we might only be concentrating on 1, 2, 3 of them, not all 10. Does that make sense? So, yeah. So
can I just say as well, Regan, when I tuned into your energies right at the beginning, I don't know if you saw me, but I was a huge anxiety that came waves over me. So I really, really sympathise, because if they were showing me just how much anxiety you've been having recently. And Archangel Ariel wanted to step forward as well, and they were saying to me, animals. So I don't know if that anxiety was something connected with animals, or whether they're guiding you towards animals, perhaps, you know, the nurturing side of looking after them, or how they give you that love, the animals around you. But definitely, it was just so overwhelming. But I was shuffling and asking for a card for you, so I've got the light shining on it, so I'm trying to get that light off. I don't think it's going to not reflect these cards. But you've got Gabriel. Now that makes perfect sense with what Polly's just shown you about those doors. Gabriel is all about self-communication, and particularly, and about trying to decide what it is what you're going to create for yourself. So that real sense of where you're going. And the words on the card are, you can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. Just really feel like it's, and I was drawn to the cat on the card as well, is about independence, and it's connected with your anxiety. So it's just like, believe in yourself. You can do this. You've got this. And try to get past that anxiety side. This is the place where I'm stuck. Secrets that came out, my mum had howled about my life. Okay, so yeah, that would be what it was. Overwhelming. It was all just, I had to, you know, get them to take it away. Anyway, so Yes, my lovely, please, please, please go for it, because you know you're being shown you have got that independence deeply rooted in you. You can do this, but it's down to deciding, isn't it? Like Polly was just saying, what you're going to do. Love her, but I have a strong dislike also for her at the same time. I feel completely deceived and just lost. I have a lot of anxiety, family related, especially this time of year. The 3 kids, me, my brother and sister, birthday in the same week. Okay, definitely felt it, sweetie. So just take some deep breaths and just do whatever makes you happy. That is what life is about, isn't it?
Absolutely. Right then, have we got any more comments, Mr. Producer?
So we got Paul lifted me and helping me to be more and more sensitive to spirit, more than usual. That is fabulous. Yeah, so gorgeous, isn't it? So wonderful, and the energies just feel electric, don't they? It's just beautiful.
Absolutely. It's a very different time. I feel really different. I don't know what I know. I'm no astrologer, but I know that things says, you know, if anyone's seen Kate May on here, she often puts things on her pages about the changes.
Yeah, and they're all positive changes. They're all really good, really good.
Yeah.
Mand Bennett, I feel I'm being guided. I feel different, as in feel more confident. Fabulous. And a lot of people are the same way. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, we've gone all.
I took my office job in September with no job. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Natalie. Yes, lockdowns affected me big time, and I re-looked at my life and chucked my office job in September with no job to go to. I think that should have been, and have started a job in home care. So change. Wow, that is such a massive, courageous thing to do. Well done, you. The amount of people that have said that they have had to review things, and then, like Polly said, she had to have an additional job, and so many people were like that. You know, it was, for me, I used to be a teacher for 25 years, and it was the final real push for me to, right now, I was on my way anyway, but it was my push to make me think, no, this really needs to change in my life. So it is such a courageous thing to do, especially when I don't think you've made reference, if you know how long you did that, but well done, you. Well done. We only have in our human existence in this lifetime, haven't we, before, my personal opinion, that we get reborn, but we've got to make the most of it. We've got to be happy. So big courageous decision. Well done.
Can you hear me?
Can now.
Right, I can't hear hardly anything.
Oh.
Right, okay, bear with me. I'm just going to have a moment.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So I'm not sure how we pronounce this name. Is it Nikki? I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Glad I found you guys so uplifting. Oh, bless you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Dealing with a breakup after 16 years, and I'm so broke and oh my goodness, poor you. Gosh, if you can phonetically show me on the screen how to pronounce your name, I'm going to say Nikkei. I hope that's okay with you. It is huge, isn't it? When you have things, I obviously don't know details. We can't go into details about relationships, but it's massive when things change after such a long amount of time that you're with somebody. So we are very pleased to have you here, Nikki. I'm just going to tune in and see what I get for you. I'm going to draw you a card.
Right, just check in. Can you hear me any better now?
You can.
Right, hopefully.
Oh, look at that gorgeous card. You've got breakthrough. Can you see that? Yeah, fabulous. Breakthrough even. And it's so beautiful. This is like a breath of fresh air, this card. This is showing you that you're going to have this time where you're going to just come through and things are the butterflies on the card there, transformation. And it's no surprise for me that it's coming from your heart chakra area. It's just like letting everything form and free yourself from your restraints. Okay. So I just hope that makes sense for you. I'm just going to tune in and see if I get anything else through. I mean, the water up here crashing, and the water is about all those emotions. Okay, thank you. So they're just saying, oh, okay. It's Nikkei, thank you. I'm awful.
Nika.
Thank you.
Nika.
Oh, thank you. With the emotions of the water, and I've just forgotten what they were just saying to me now. Okay, can bring it back, please. Yeah, things are going to calm down. It was just that they were saying that you need to just take those deep breaths. It's going to be a few weeks, few months, Nika. So just go with it. Okay, go with the flow, but allow all your emotions out. It's really, really important you don't hold on to any of them, as obviously, but that is your gorgeous card there. Really beautiful. So there is a breakthrough coming for you.
I've got emotional withdrawal for you, Nika, there. And also after that you had prosperity begins.
Oh.
Right, so I don't like to leave a card that looks a bit grumpy without let's say a way forward. And the emotional withdrawal there, you have had to. I feel like with you, you've almost had this, it's almost like you've not really ever been on your own. When I say this, you know, we have our parents, don't we? And then we have our friends, or we've like sort of push ourselves out there into friendships, and then we have a partner, and it's been a long time. It's almost like with you haven't really ever had to be on your own. And at the moment, this is what I want to say. It's like almost learning to be you again, not you as a partner, you as a parent, you as a daughter, you as a anything, just you. Okay, who are you? This is what I want to find out with you. And it's like I see just like new friends. Now, I don't know if Nika, if you've been thinking about going on a retreat or something a little bit, you may never have done this before, but just making sure that you do something a little bit different. You know what? It does not matter if you don't know anybody on that retreat, for example. It doesn't matter. I run retreats every year, and obviously we had lockdown off because we couldn't do them. But the amount of people that come on their own and they're really worried and scared and nervous, and then within hours they've made new friends. Within hours they've got people on WhatsApp and they can contact each other, you know. And then there's, after the retreat, then there's all these little meetups and meals and bits and bobs that they do, and go to spiritual fairs together, or whatever they want to do, you know. But this is a time for like new experiences, new friends, knowing that sometimes just being on your own is actually the most empowering thing you could ever do. I remember when I was single, it was so empowering. The fact that I didn't have to be anywhere. If I was working, I didn't have to do anything unless I wanted to do it. I could sit in my slops and watch any old rubbish on the TV I wanted. Okay. But yeah, just know that this time is really, really empowering. Everything's going to be coming your way. Then we've got the prosperity begins. But I really, with that, if you look at the roots there, this is your setting your foundations, setting your intentions. But the hands there, and there's always hands on here, remind me of you, Sarah, because when you have your hands when you do your little readings in the morning. And it's friendship, reaching out to people that actually really care about you, really just reaching out to them, and not always having to be the tough one, Nika. So everything's going to work out just fine and dandy. Just find you first. Okay. Absolutely. Nika, you can do it. I've done it before. Sarah's done it before.
Done it. Yeah, absolutely.
We can do it.
Word of today, isn't it? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that Charlie? Is that Charlie? Hello, ladies.
Kaylee.
We're very well, thank you.
Good news. Emma Williamson, I'm due to get married. Woohoo!
Congratulations.
I'm getting married in the morning.
Is it the morning? When are you getting married, Emma?
Yeah, let us know. Give us a date. We'll get a hat.
Have you got a day looming very soon? Martine, any person that nurtures and cares generally is a beautiful soul. Indeed, they are. Absolutely. 100%.
I got some lovely. You know what? I don't think I'm in a better place for friends. I really don't. This last few years has really taught me that, you know, it's not always the oldest ones that you know that you've been around for years that are always your closest. The ones that are meeting my tribe, you know, and I expect you understand the same, Sarah. Like finding your tribe is the most empowering thing.
Here I go again. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Mary Butcher, lockdown was really strange. I think it takes a massive change to wake you up. And also when you lose a parent, it opens your eyes to so many things that you weren't aware of. Absolutely. I think it does. I mean, some of us our parents could be our best friend. Some of us, for example, might not have that same relationship. But I think everything teaches you something. Well, I know everything teaches you something. But yeah, it does wake you up. And I think that's a good thing. That's probably about the only good thing about that. Oh, look at that. It's in August.
Fabulous. Well, all the very best of luck, Emma. Not that you need luck, just need love.
Stephen Law. Good afternoon, Polly and Sarah from Somerset. Who can do a Somerset accent?
He can do a Somerset accent. He's probably going, no, you can't. He's curling his feet up right now, going,
yeah, like, oh, what's she doing?
I think I can.
Lorraine Nichols, hello. Shelley Stewart.
Some birds were making out by my window. Love it. I think they were rubbing it. Oh, bless you.
Were they that close?
Yeah.
Patricia Buckle, hello.
Tonya, okay, everything in my life feels like I'm falling apart. Oh, bless your heart. I could really use some spiritual guidance and mediumship, please. Okay. If you're drawn to Tonya, Polly at all for the mediumship, and I'm just going to see if I'm going to get anything for you. I'm just going to quickly remind everybody what our theme is today, because you're more likely to get a reading if you comment on our theme today. So our theme is
we don't tend to just give readings for people that ask for readings. We like people to interact as much as possible, if that's okay.
Yeah, so our new energy that we've been feeling, how do you feel that these new energies around us at the moment are affecting you? So has it made you be more productive like Polly is feeling? Has it made you have better boundaries like Misha was saying earlier when she made a comment? So how is it affecting you, these new energies? How in a positive, hopefully in a positive way, because they are really positive energies around at the moment. We love you being part of the Sunday Sofa as well. This is what it's all about, chatting and having a laugh, trying to lighten the load for everybody, but also giving some readings as well to those people that comment. Okay, so yeah, so being more positive towards 2023, yeah, 100%. We need that positivity. We need that light to be shining out, because there's so much talk recently as well about, you know, strikes and everything around, aren't there? And not that the nurses should be given lots and lots more money as far as I'm concerned, but the train strikes and all the other strikes that are being talked about, there's lots and lots of kind of the negativity, isn't it? But if we all try and focus on love and light and putting that out to the universe, it really will amplify all of those energies back to us and bring them back for us. So, Tonya, I feel like I want a gulp a bit for you. It's almost like taking a deep breath, kind of, but it's a gulp, and it's I quite often feel it with people about their communication, and it feels like at the moment Okay, thank you. They're saying you're not talking particularly, I'm sorry, I say it as it is, Tonya, you're not talking particularly nicely to yourself at the moment, if that makes sense to you. So just try and talk more lovingly to yourself, not being so hard on yourself, because the more we talk to ourselves in that negative, the more we're amplifying those negative feelings within ourselves, in our bodily self, but also in our aura and our energies that we're putting out there. So try to talk to yourself, even if it's like showing all those little things that you do, tiny little things. Don't think big goals, just tiny little things that you're achieving every single day, and just talking to yourself in a nice way. Okay, as I'm saying that, it feels like you've experienced quite a bit of that in your life, kind of says I'm hard on yourself, being talked down to. I feel like you've been talked down to, and these patterns can really affect us, and that our chakras hold on to them. So really try and shake it off, and really try and rise above and bring your energies back up, Tonya, because it's really, really going to help you. You really do need to. If you've got amethyst around you, crystal, have amethyst around you. Rose quartz as well is awesome, and those two crystals, which are kind of what I call go-to crystals for a lot of people. A lot of people have amethyst and rose quartz in their homes. If you have them around you, because they will help you feel that love. Okay, but yeah, please talk to yourself in a kinder way.
Yeah, I was also picking up, I'm hoping this is for you, Tonya, because she's just in my head. There's quite a small lady here, and she would have been, I feel like she would have looked older than she really was. Now, she was, at one point, she would have had quite like tight curls in her hair. But what I was saying with curls, it was like in rollers, and the rollers were ones with like a band that held them in. Now, I've never had a roller in my hair, I don't think. Well, somebody rag rolled my hair once, and that was an awful experience. I looked like I looked like Annie. I just looked like Annie off, the Annie film. It was ridiculous. I was like, no way. Anyway, this lady's got really quite small, tight rollers in her hair, okay, or she would have slept with them in, and she keeps putting it looks like a scarf over the top of them as well. Okay, now this is going back. It's your grandmother. Fabulous. She wasn't very tall, like I said, but she was, quite outspoken. She really could be, Tonya, when she decided to be. All right. She's got everything in this really her order, right? She's saying my order, right? And she is very orderly. And when she's coming through, she's almost like, now this is a problem. I don't know you, Tonya, and obviously nor does Sarah, but I just feel like she's trying to declutter your home, right? And when I say declutter, it's like, do you know when we can keep this and we can keep that and we can keep clothes that we've had for like 10 years and we think, oh, but I did like them. You haven't worn them for 10 years. You know what I mean? It's like I'm trying to declutter everything. And at the moment, she's trying to do it. Now, I want to say she's been a bit of a hypocrite. She used to hoard a bit. Okay, this lady, she used to hoard things because she was like quite conscious, for example, of not having enough. And with regard to you've hoarded a bit as well. Okay, but what she's trying to do is try and get rid of some things, all right, and don't get rid of, and I'm not just talking about material things here, okay? When I say get rid of people, I don't mean just knock them off and bury them under the patio, right? I'm like getting rid of people that are just
those people
that are toxic, those people that drag you down. And she's just saying here that she goes, she's enough's enough. Definitely, I've been trying to declutter my home, lol. Declutter your whole life, from what she's telling me. Okay, and do you know what, right, she's told me a really weird thing, and I don't even know if this is a thing, right? She's tipping a can of Coke down.
Can you repeat
right
that?
I have no idea. Tipping a can of Coke down the toilet, right? I don't know if this is a thing, but apparently it's cleaning some, like, do you know, what's it called? Lime scale?
Yeah, Coke is apparently.
Or something.
if you pour Coke down places, it's supposed to, that's the joke, isn't it? Think what it's doing to your stomach lining and your teeth.
Oh, I like Coke. Right. Anyway, she's trying to do something to a toilet with putting Coke down it. Okay, so if you do get some Coke that gone a bit flat, stick it down your toilet. All right. But she's just talking about decluttering totally. Okay, I even want to go in the loft or the lofts and the sheds and just get rid of a load of rubbish there. Okay, everything's going to be all right. I did pull a card. Sorry, she makes me burp as well. I just did. Rest and rejuvenate. I want to say that you've probably felt like you've rested and tried to rest and rejuvenate. But when I say rest and rejuvenate, I don't feel like just going to have a lay down. This is more like meditation, getting your head in gear, that sort of thing. Being more productive, more focused, let's say.
This is a card that I drew for you as well, and that would make sense of what you just said, Polly, as well. But because the words at the top here, it's a page of Gabriel. Now, Gabriel is about self-communication. That's what I see her as, a she. That's what she is all about, trying to help you do that. But page means you're on your start of your journey. And if you can see this person holding the staff here, this golden light at the golden kind of orb at the top of the staff, and it's all about you really feeling your power. Get rid of these people that are doing this and putting you down, and really feeling like you've got that back in control feeling for yourself. And the words at the top, the words that I'm really drawn to, there's energetic, brave, optimistic and playful. It's the brave and the optimistic bit that I'm really being drawn to for you, Tonya. So the words say, follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge, opportunities for exciting adventure. So it's kind of like declutter everything, get ready for what you want. What do you want to do? It's a bit like the last one we had, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. So I hope that helped, Tonya. So have we got any other exciting revelations in the comments? Have we got something that's really changed for somebody? Mo May says energies are making me more emotional. Do you know, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you have had them a little bit submerged, Mo.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for them to come up to the surface.
Joanne Lewis, hello, lovely. I'm finding I'm having to really ground myself after sending out healing. Yeah, I was floating after sending out healing the other day. Have really been feeling the difference. Beautiful. Yeah, well done. Thank you, Joanne, because that's so important that you look after yourself when you do healing and you give out all of those energies out there. Really ground yourself. So it's because they're just really hot. They're heightened. They're really heightening everything.
Yeah, and if you are a very natural healer or medium, I feel like a lot of people are having a real shift in that, which is really, really good. So that's probably why you're feeling that you have to extra ground yourself, Joanne, at the moment, because it is really quite intense. Kathleen Boyle, I feel last year or so I could feel spirit energy more. Fantastic, Kathleen. That's another one that we've just sort of dipped into there. You are going to, because the energies are rising.
People are what we call awakening. They really are, left, right and centre around us. So we have people talk to us all the time about, I feel like I'm going mad. I can hear these voices, or I can see these things, and I can do this and I can do that. And it's like, no, you're not going mad. But
perhaps we're a little bit mad.
Wow, I think it helps.
Yeah, I always like to say I'm a little bit weird. Well, other people would argue and say I'm a lot weird.
Okay, Stephen Law, I have felt a shift in what's important to me. I have always been quite materialistic. Well done for you for acknowledging that, because not a lot of people that are materialistic kind of do, I don't think. Well, I do, my opinion. I love having gadgets and boy toys, and since I have been putting more energy into developing myself as a spiritualist, I find more fulfillment from growing, and the need for acquiring more gadgets and boy toys seems to have gone. I crave knowledge and development, and this makes me feel fulfilled. Oh, I love that so much.
We like it, Stephen. Yeah, now you can crave buying things like
crystals,
crystal wand, a new healing bed,
even
not new oracle card.
Just being, and like you say, feeling content in what, not just what you have, but just feeling content and grateful for all those little things. And then guess what, more comes your way. It's such an awesome thing to happen. But I love that so much. Okay, Margaret Bennett, hello sweetie.
I'm trying to love myself more. I'm speaking with the angels and actually feel the love just by prayer now. But if I lie down, I'm away fast asleep. More positives now. But we're liking that post. We're liking that comment, Margaret.
Love it so much.
We're loving it.
Lauren, I feel like these new energies are giving me more confidence to deal with tricky situations, and I definitely am feeling more comfortable in my own skin, which is so nice. Brilliant.
These are some awesome comments. Well done, everybody, because it's really hard sometimes, isn't it, when you're really stuck in a real big fat rut, isn't it? And it's so hard to claw your way out of these things sometimes, and it takes such an effort. But, you know, it's like there's a weird thing that I do, right? It's a bit weird, right? If I'm having a bit of an anxious moment, like, for example, because I've, like everyone knows, I had a few wobbles in the car because I was having vertigo, which put me off driving on motorways and things like that. And I'm still getting there, but I'm going to get there. And now...
Get vertigo, Paul?
A bit on and off, yeah.
And that's because of these energies.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. And anyway, so I make myself, as soon as I get a little bit anxious, I force myself to smile, right? And so it's really weird, because if you're forcing yourself to smile, it's a real effort if you don't really want to. Does that make sense?
You're like trying not to burp.
Right? But just, honestly, it's like, you just go like that, really the biggest, cheesiest smile. You're thinking, it's such an effort to make yourself smile, you can't actually physically think about anything else. So it's like really silly little things in my like little psychology that I do now. Or if I'm feeling a little bit anxious about something, I'll just literally say out loud, positive mental attitude, right? And I've got to think about saying positive mental attitude. So does that make sense? So you're like, you know, as soon as you get a little wobble, and I recommend it to everyone, my daughter, anyone, just say, have a little phrase that you've got to think about and say. And if you have to say it about 10 times, you have to say it about 10 times. But you slowly start to feel the change rather than this little attack in your brain. You'll start to like turn it around. You'll start to do it almost instantly rather than sort of let yourself get into that panic. So yeah, quite interesting.
Love it. Lauren, is there anything I was picking up like a male vibration around you, possibly brother, or it felt male. Well, I know it was male, but it felt kind of more brotherly rather than relationship. But I don't know if it's anything connected with family. Something going on with you at the moment, because Archangel Raguel came forward for you, Lauren, and Archangel Raguel is particularly about balancing harmony within families. Okay, he doesn't like anyone being the underdog. So Lauren, if you can just let me know, is there anything going on? Obviously I don't need to know details or anything, but if there's anything going on with you connected, it felt like a male energy, and I want to say brother, but it could, you know, it's that kind of fit. It's not partner, but there's something kind of like there's unrest there. So he was stepping forward just to kind of try to show that you need a bit of balance where that's concerned, but he's there for you to invite in to help. He, as I say, doesn't like anyone being the underdog as such, and he's about fairness and equality and judge. He's, you know, he doesn't like people being judged. He likes things being fair. So I'm just quickly drawing you a card. Okay, you've actually got a beautiful card there, which is can't say this word, culmination of vision. Okay, this is about seeing clearly. Okay, thank you. So what I'm being told now is about the need for you to release some things. The autumn leaves here, and Archangel Michael is the guardian of autumn, and he helps you to cut cords and release things. So I just feel that this energy that I'm talking about, that I was tuning into you for, thank you, Lauren, thank you. You need to let some things go, release some things so that you can move forward. and you need to see clearly. Okay, so that vision of what it is you want, but it's not connected with where you're heading, it's connected with the situation that I was referring to just now. Being able to see it a little bit more clearly, you need to release some things, you need to let them go. Hope that helps you.
Absolutely, Lauren, well done as well. Brian Collingson, thank you for that advice. My anxiety is so bad. Do you know there's lots of little tricks, but you have to keep on top of them. Like you have to almost I'll tell you another one. This is a good one, just while we're on it. A good friend of mine, he's a therapist. He does I think he does something else now, but he used to be a therapist. And he showed me this little trick. And if you get yourself in a little bit of a panic about something, count down from 99, but every single like number that ends in a 0 or 5, you have to change to a shape. So you, like, for example, you say 99, 98, 97, 96. Obviously, then you've got to say a shape. So square, 94, 93, 92, 91, circle. And honestly, as you go through it, for one, I kept cocking up because it's quite funny because I'm absolutely dyslexic, and then I've got to 84.
What number did I get to?
I go 84, and then I start going to 60 something. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's not right.
Kind of the point, isn't it?
Yeah. So you go back to the beginning again. Yeah. But it's actually a really good exercise. And again, it's another one I've showed a couple of family members, because as well, you start to run out of obvious shapes and you start to go into like dodecahedron, octagon, yeah, equilateral triangle.
I love it.
So it's a really good trick. I know I'm laughing, but I do it, right? I do this. And
I love things like that.
And
sorry, are you sure?
No, yeah, because it just keeps cutting out your voice, so I don't know if you've stopped talking or not.
Oh, hopefully it's not my okay. Talking as well, because Joanne mentioned about grounding. A really good grounding technique as well is using your 5 senses, but you use the number 5. So you say 5 things that I can see right now, because you're putting yourself in the here and now. You're not thinking about what's bothering you or what's been in the past, or what you're putting yourself back in the here and now, which is what grounding is all about. So think to yourself 5 things that I can see, and then 4 things I can hear, 3 things that I can touch, 2 things that I can smell, and then 1 thing I can taste, even if it's your own saliva. Okay, but use your 5 senses and then go down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on each of those senses. Obviously, don't start with smell, 5 things I can smell, because that's not going to be very easy. So go with the ones that are more predominant senses. But that's a really good grounding technique if you're feeling anxious about something as well. It really makes you back into the here and now of where you are, paying attention to what you're doing at the time.
Mind you, if you've got a dog, sometimes there is random smells that weren't there a minute ago, and then suddenly they are.
Wonderful. Oh. Katra, hello, welcome.
Hello, Katra.
Misha, I think you had a comment just pop up there. You heard that as well. I'm not sure what that was now.
Oh, right. Kim Kuntz. Polly, I say that a lot at work. When somebody is getting on my nerves, stop myself and try to go to the positive.
Yeah.
It is something. These little techniques are very good. All right. And they definitely say the more you do them, the more naturally you do them. So the moment you have like a moment of, whatever way that is, it's just a little technique that you can do. Move away, get out the room, start singing to yourself, whatever you need to do. Mo May, I think discussing these topics are beneficial to all, no matter what personal crisis you are going through. So thank you. No, thank you, Mo. For that. Can you explain a little further the new energies around us all? Thanks. Sarah, what's your feelings?
Wow, oh my goodness. I just think that I mentioned, didn't I, about awakening. So the universe works in amazing ways, and sometimes it's spirit that connects with us, sometimes it's angels that connect with us, you know, unicorns, dragons, a whole load of entities that are out there, fairies, mermaids, people, you know, there's a whole load of things that people kind of believe in, but the energies are very much connected with the differences.
Has Sarah frozen, or have I?
Oh, I'm fine. I was gonna say, yeah, Polly, you have definitely frozen. Oh no, you smiled now. Now you're back in the room for me. Yeah, so basically the energies that come from the universe, they communicate with us in so many different ways. It's not an easy answer about the energies, but there is a definite feeling at the moment of the vibrations that are around, and the just the energeticness that are bringing you to a different level. So when you meditate, you might be able to connect that little bit further. You might be able to go in deeper. You might be aware of sensations around your bodies. You might be aware of, like I said, I was in contact with somebody the other day that suddenly started to see color auras. You know, it's all of these little things that you start to notice, and if you start to notice them, you're putting your energy into those things, and those energy things will then come forward for you. Polly, I don't think I probably explained that very well at all.
To be fair, I was frozen for a majority of it, so I'm back. To be honest, Mo, there's lots of different ways of looking into things. And like I said earlier about astrologists, there's star alignments and all sorts of alignments going on here, and the retrogrades that we've been through. I think I've never heard of so many Mercury retrogrades in the last few years.
Last year seemed to be like every few months we're in Mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And all these things, and these affect the energies, don't they? Everything that happens in the universe, the stars, they all affect our energies. It has been, and they talk about in numerology cycles, in numerology as well. Like there's certain years that are productive years, teaching years, that sort of thing. So it's a lot, but I feel that the last 10 years has been. That's why we're shifting out. The last 10 years, I feel, have been very significant in people finding themselves, going through a fourth dimensional sort of, let's say, third into fourth dimensional energies, and hopefully starting to come out the other side and be more spiritual.
Yeah. Hopefully that's helped a little bit, Mo. It's a little bit of a big topic.
It depends on which way you're looking at it. There's so many areas you could be looking at. Perhaps we should get an astrologist on one day with us to explain a few things.
The good thing is as well is that the awakening of yourself is that everybody is communicated to in different ways, you know, with our clairs, as we call them. So it's just so personal. You just be open to it. Just be open and seeing what comes through for you.
Definitely. Advert time. We'll be back in 2.
Spiritual Psychics TV is hosting our annual recognition of achievements, acknowledging those who dedicate their lives through spiritual acts of kindness. Candidates can register and put themselves forward to be acknowledged. Viewers can also nominate who they feel should be recognized for an achievement. Exclusively broadcasted live on sptv, with 100% of the public votes being announced on Saturday the 27th of May from 7:30 p.m. For more information, please visit awards.spiritualpsychicstv.online. Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together. My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk. Tomorrow morning from 11 a.m, our magazine show Brighten Your Day offers readings, guests, gossip and more. Start your day with sptv. Matt and Kirsty host their show tomorrow from 8 p.m. The show consists of answering your spiritual questions and offering free mediumship and oracle card readings.
Welcome back.
Hello. So, hope you read all your adverts there. Make sure that if you saw that there's the recognition awards again this year, so please do vote for your when the voting is open. It's not quite yet. Please do vote for your favourite mediums and readers and healers in whatever category they come up, because there's some awesome folk. May, can you? Oh no, we've done that already. Yeah, we've already had that one. Stephen Law, positive mental attitude. I used to stand in front of
mirror and say, I can, I will.
Going to.
Sorry, Paul, that helps with. I am a huge believer in affirmations. They are so important, which is kind of what I've referred to, not the affirmation side, but talking in a positive way to yourself. It's so important what our physical body feeds on, the energy that we give it in our chakras, and making sure all our chakras are working healthily. It matters about what we're physically putting into our bodies, what we're surrounding our bodies with, what we're putting onto our bodies, but also what we're mentally telling ourselves, okay? Because everything has an effect on our mental attitude. So I 100% believe agree with you, Stephen. Affirmations, anyone that doesn't know what an affirmation is, it's what Stephen has just said. If you've got an area in your life where you feel that you need a bit of development with, then you put it in the positive, you put it in the present, in the now. Thank you, so I can have strength in my day as I go forward. I can progress to be a wonderful, happy person. I am beautiful, looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you are beautiful inside and out. Any way that you feel that you need to talk to yourself and give yourself that confidence boost, it's not egocentric, you're not, it is important. And that's why looking in the mirror and saying those affirmations to yourself really confirms it. So thank you, Stephen, for that comment. Really, really useful.
I just pulled him a couple of cards. Can you hear me okay? Because I went a bit metal Mickey again there.
Yeah.
We've got wisdom there. And we have new beginnings there.
Ooh.
Stephen, good positive times for you, I really want to say. And that person there is almost standing on the world, all right? It's like you're on the top of the world. You're on the top of your game. Now, there's a lot going on for you, Stephen, and I do feel like, I don't know if I've ever talked to you before. I cannot remember because I'm shocking at remembering. But there's almost a feeling with you like there's a really big shift, a really big mental shift coming. And I want to say there's almost a feeling here that you're going to get drawn to a place. When I say drawn to a place, it would be like a maybe centre of where spiritualism or something like that. But it's like a place. It doesn't have to be a church, but it could be a place where you're going to be learning some sort of modality, healing modality. It could be a place where you want to get a little bit more involved with, like, sort of also some sort of organisation, institution, that sort of thing. Somewhere that is almost like a building, all right? Now, I want to say, when you go into this, because there is a feeling you're going to be pulled that way, it's about being you and not changing, for example. Now, I will not diss anything that people like doing, but I'm not, for example, a churchy person, a spiritualist church or any sort of, I love churches, but it's just not my thing, okay? However, there could be like some sort of organisation around this. I really do want to say, just be you, do you, all right? Don't necessarily be influenced unless you feel that influence is positive, all right, on you. It doesn't change who you are and the way you want to do things and the way you want to work. So that's what I want to say to you. There's a definite feeling like you're going to be pulled into a certain direction. That's great. Like I said, as long as it works for you and you're learning or getting out of it what you need to get out of it. But anything is experience. I've done a lot of things, a lot of courses, a lot of things over my life, and I know where I'm sort of going now, if that makes sense. I plateaued for a while and now I'm going off in a slightly different direction. Whoa, I think we're haunted. Things are moving on the table. But yes, just know that you will be the top of your game, as in just know that there's some sort of study going on. It even could be you look into a bit of Buddhism or something like that, Stephen. But yeah, feels nice. Okay.
When you said about a place, I had America told to me, so it was either going to be America type links, I feel, or possibly even, you know, visiting somewhere in America where something is going to be like a revelation for you. Oh, animals, yeah, beautiful, gorgeous. Archangel Uriel is the archangel, Stephen. I don't know if you believe in the angels at all, but Archangel Uriel is the inner wisdom angel. So with wisdom card that Polly drew you, I do feel like you've got a very old soul about you. It feels like you have got that really deep wisdom. Or it's really making me feel quite lovely actually in my solar plexus as well. So it's really going to boost you for you to connect with that. So ask Archangel Uriel in to help you connect with your wisdom. He is about people wanting to take that next step, about wanting to find what wisdom they have inside them. And you really do have, I can really feel you've got this deep wisdom inside you. So let it come out.
Let it go.
Let it go.
That's Annie.
Okay.
Mr. Producer singing tomorrow for our ears.
What we have to put up with, I tell you.
They're bleeding. Linda Barber. First time my mum seen Jesus on her pillow a few months before she passed away in her sleep. Was she in pain when she passed? A lot of people think that their loved ones are in pain when they pass over, whereas in when I've had people's spirits, loved ones come through, they've explained to me that they haven't been in pain. And they've said that even though, I mean, some people, as we know, pass very peacefully. Some, you know, and it literally is just like going to sleep. Some people obviously have trauma, or looks like there's traumatic passing. But anyone that's come through and said their passing looked traumatic, they had separated from their bodies. Their spirit had come out of their bodies and were looking almost down at their bodies. And then loads of people, this is like, I've experienced this with loads of spirits that have explained this to me. And no, she wouldn't have been in pain. I can tell you now she wouldn't have been in pain when she passed away. Okay. So if she passed away in her sleep, no, she wouldn't have, definitely wouldn't have been suffering any pain. She would have just slipped away.
And Linda, when the soul is passing to the light, Archangel Azrael steps forward and he brings forward all past loved ones to welcome that new soul to the light. Okay, if they are passing to the light, which I'm sure your mum did. So it is such a beautiful feeling. Polly and I, when we were on an investigation, a spiritual investigation, do you remember that, Polly? We helped that spirit pass to the light.
Yeah.
We worked together to help that soul pass to the light that we'd connected with in the room, and it was such a gorgeous feeling, being a light worker, and you know, being able to do that, and the feelings and the energies, and that is only just a minuscule part of what they're feeling when they go. So yeah, hopefully that to put your mind at rest.
And she may have seen, I mean, we know that a lot of people have lots of different religious beliefs. If your mum, for example, had been particularly religious or had a belief in Jesus, maybe that was who would have come through to help her, because or to be there, for example, as a sign to her. But know, somebody that is Muslim might see Allah, you know.
But then, you know, Jesus does work with everybody. Doesn't matter what religion you come from. He was arguably one of the greatest healers that we've ever had. So he would have been there in that healing capacity to ease if he was there. You know, if that was the case, what happened. It's like Polly said, I'm not part of a religious. I'm not religious. I am spiritual, and I believe 100% in the angels. I know they're there because I work with them. So, but I'm not religious. A lot of people think because I work with the angels that I am you know, an active Christian, and I embrace every single religion that feels, and every bit of that religion that feels right for me. And that's what the angels do as well. They do not just work with Christianity, etc.
No, and there's angels in every religion. So there's always going to be little angels there, or big angels.
Big angels.
Jade, is there any reason I never get messages from my loved ones in spirit? Am I doing something wrong? Please and thank you. No, you're not doing anything wrong. However, sometimes I've had only about 2-3 times ever have I had given readings, for example, on a one-to-one basis, where I haven't been able to get any spirit loved ones through for them. And weirdly, when they have gone to other mediums, they have had the same experience. Sometimes it can be because we want something so much that it actually blocks it. Sometimes it's because we want one thing to be said, and if that thing isn't said, then they would disregard. I'm not talking about you, Jade, necessarily. I'm talking about lots of people. Like, for example, if they don't say their name, or if they don't say the code word or something like that, then people won't believe it. And there's a massive message often that comes through that is saying, you know, this is a very important message, but because they haven't heard that one thing, then they're not going to listen to the message. So there's lots of messages that come in lots of different ways. My mum, for example, didn't come through for 9 years, and she was actually a very natural psychic and medium. She didn't do anything much with it, but she was a teacher. But she took 9 years to come through. I sort of gave up in the end. And then she suddenly came through in a big demo. That I was watching in this demo. My dad's side of the family hardly ever came through, ever, until very recently. And I have no idea why, but it's just how it's happened. Yet my mum's side of the family did come through, the other relatives. So sometimes it isn't you. There is no time limit up there. They don't work by an agenda like we do. They don't get up at this time, go to work, come home. It's not like that. So sometimes it is us being ready. Sometimes it is the fact that they need to be ready, and they will be ready in their own time. And just making sure that you are open to any message that comes through, Jade, basically just any message there that's coming through.
I had a medium that I've worked with in the past, and he said exactly the same thing, Polly. He said sometimes when you make, when you're on the earth plane, and you say, right, when you pop off, come back to me and say this word, or leave this item here, or do this, and they actually kind of like almost have that contract. That's what's going to happen. And then when they're so in depthly focusing on that one word or that object, that they're not noticing all the other things that they're trying to get the spirit get their attention from. So just like Polly said, just try really hard not to focus on just that one little aspect, because it does put a block sometimes.
I was just going to finish off there very, very quickly, Jade, and I'm hoping this is for you. I've got somebody that's a collector up there, okay? And I want to say this is a man, but the lady would have ended up with it. So do you know, like jugs or Toby jugs or pots of some variety? It's like I keep seeing these on a shelf or a mantelpiece, okay? There should be some connection with a pub as well. So it could be that either somebody ran a pub or was in the pub a lot. But it's like I'm seeing these Toby jugs and jug things on a shelf, okay? it is a man, like I said, that would have collected them, or people would have bought them for him. Please, Jade, can you let us know if this makes any sense to you at all? Because if not, it's for someone else. Okay. He's quite a jolly man, and he's got a bit of a reddy purple nose there. Okay, that he's showing me. Okay, he's quite happy and jolly. He could be a bit grumpy, however, when he's at home, but he's a bit life and soul of the party when there's other people around. Okay. Please let us know if that does make sense to you, Jade, or if you're even still here. Because he is there, and he just keeps saying to you, what does he keep saying to you? Talking about getting fit, right? Now, again, Jade, I can't see anything apart from the comment. I can't even see a picture, so I don't know what you look like. But it's about getting fit. So just know that it's time to start looking after yourself. If anyone knows Jade, can you please tag her in this? It's about getting fit and looking after yourself. And there's definitely something here about a diet change, getting that sorted out as well around you. Okay, a bit short and sweet. Okay, but I hope that makes some sense.
Okay, Emma. So Emma's put, I'm struggling with death. I'm absolutely petrified of it. I panic every night and stop myself sleeping. Bless your heart. Emma, I would recommend that you seek some advice and some help. Okay. If we have a physical ailment, we go to the doctors or the pharmacist. If we have what we call mental worries, we are a little bit more reluctant to go and talk to people, but there will be possibly something in your background that is making you feel this way, and I really think that by letting yourself talk about it with a person that can help you will help you no end. Okay, we're not allowed to sort of make comments particularly about the subject that you're bringing up, but just please try and get some outside help. Please just go and get some advice. There are lots of phone numbers and things and people out there that, you know, I know they cost money, but you can go down other avenues as well. But friends that you know that you can talk to, because there will be something you need to get off your chest.
Absolutely. A psychotherapist type therapist is probably the best for that, because they will look back into your life where it could well be, because I keep feeling that you have lost somebody or a couple of people in quite fast succession of each other, and that there's almost a feeling here about being very aware of your mortality. Okay, now we know as well, we get in an anxious state, we can usually focus upon one thing, okay, and that one thing is ruining our life. Okay, and we've got to understand that actually that one thing isn't ruining our life, it's stopping us living our life. That obsession, for example, that worry is actually what's stopping us enjoying the life that we have. I mean, I know that you won't want to spend every day of your life, which you could live up to 100, you could live longer than that. We never know, do we? But, you know, basically, you don't want this to stop because it does become an obsession to ruin that every single day you're going to wake up and every single day you're going to go back to bed again. Okay, you need to learn, again, it's like having to put that into a perspective and understand it and start to live every day, and so that you've got something to look forward to, you've got something exciting to happen. At the end of the day, I understand exactly what you're talking about, and every single one of us, as you know, because you're not daft, is going to be born, and every single one of us is going to pass away. All right, but I feel like making the most of every single day is what's really important, and getting that help, psychotherapist or a therapist like that, so that you can talk to somebody about it. All right, and put it into a perspective. But I don't know if you've come on here regularly, Emma, but there's a very good crowd on SPTV. Everyone's very supportive of each other. As you can probably see, if you've been talking in the chat and people have been commenting, there's probably lots of people that have felt exactly the same as you as well, Emma. So know that you're not on your own. This is not a silly thing, if that makes sense.
you've listened to the comments that we said, and I can't remember who it was to, I do apologise, but when I was talking about Archangel Azrael stepping forward, so hopefully that has eased you to know that it's not a horrible thing that happens when you do. And our personal beliefs, Polly and I, is that you will be reborn as well into another existence. So it's not the end, it's just the beginning. But
fabulous. Well, we've come to the end of the Sunday Sofa for today. Thank you so much, everybody in our audience, for participating and commenting, and for everybody in the chat also that is and that's on YouTube and on Facebook, who are there to support each other, because SPTV isn't just a channel, it is also a community. And obviously the brainchild of the lovely Richard James in our ears right now. And so this is what it's for. It's a community. So please do get involved. Okay, there's lots of lovely things, all free. Obviously, there's donations if you'd like to donate to SPTV as well. So please do that if you can. But otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
We will indeed. And it's been an absolute pleasure watching all of your, or reading all of your comments as well. So thank you so much.
So,
time to go, Polly.
Yeah. Until next time, everybody.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Bye.